Video of Secretary of the Homeland Security blaming Democrats for the federal government shutdown is ready to roll out at airports now. However, several major U.S. airports are refusing to play the video. In that video, Christine Ohm says, in part, quote, Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted and most of our TSA employees are working without pay, end quote. The airports expressed they declined the video, partly due to state laws or it being deemed a violation of the Hatch Act, which prohibits political activities of federal employees. Day 3 of testimony in the trial involving 3 former SAPD officers is about to begin. They were accused of shooting and killing a woman believed to have been having a mental health crisis back in 2023. KENS 5's Megan Reyna is joining us right now live from outside the courtroom with what we can expect today. Megan.
Well, Sarah, yesterday the first officer to arrive to this scene took the stand. He is not charged in this case, but what was compelling about his testimony was his body camera video. Now, back in June of 2023, police were called out to Melissa Perez's apartment for reports she was cutting cords to the fire alarm system. Officer Jesus Rojas says he spoke directly to Perez. He told state prosecutors she wasn't aggressive, but appeared to be suffering from a mental health episode. Things escalated when another officer arrived to the scene and Perez ran into her apartment. The state was trying to paint a picture that Perez was not a threat to anyone and was at no point under arrest. You can even hear her say in the video multiple times after more officers came to the scene, quote, "You don't have a warrant." However, the defense has been arguing that Perez was a danger because she had a hammer in her hand and charged towards the officers accused before she was shot and killed. The state will continue questioning Officer Rojas before the defense then gets to cross-examine him. Again, that day 3 of the trial is expected to start in less than 30 minutes. We'll bring you updates later in our shows tonight. Reporting live from the Justice Center, Megan Reyna, KENS 5.
Well, President Trump is back on U.S. soil today after signing the peace deal between Israel and Hamas. And what you're looking at here, tearful reunions in both Israel and Gaza yesterday as Israeli hostages were freed from Hamas captivity and Palestinians were also let out of Israeli jails. With the skies over Gaza City calm today, bulldozers began clearing mountains of rubble in the war-torn region. The remains of 4 deceased hostages have been returned. However, the destruction and magnitude of debris is making it more difficult to recover the bodies of the 28 remaining hostages who died in captivity. Families say the return of all the remains is a key element of the ceasefire agreement, even as all 20 living hostages freed Monday reunited with loved ones.
Hopefully the most special moment we'll cherish for the rest of our lives. And now we're focusing on his healing, focusing on our family being complete again.
President Trump arrived back to the White House overnight, and he says he is committed to his 20-point peace plan and says the next phase will focus on rebuilding Gaza. Caught on camera as surveillance video captures the moment a Tesla crashed right into an outdoor patio at a Miami Beach restaurant Sunday morning. You could see that white Tesla there plowing through the portion of the patio and slamming into the palm tree. Police say at least 3 men were seen getting out of the car and then running off after the crash. Police say 2 people were later detained and then released. There were tourists who were on their way to the airport, apparently. The driver has still not been found.